again. My name is Lee Chow, and today we are extremely lucky to be joined by Saanvi, a junior from Coppell, right?
Yes.
Coppell High School. Sami has diverse experiences in entrepreneurship and marketing, with a particular passion for environmental sustainability. My bad. She is a co-founder of Shade Seekers, a nonprofit organization based around Dallas, Texas, dedicated to expanding green spaces through tree planting, rooftop gardening, and environmental education. It is absolutely wonderful to have you with us today.
Yeah, I'm so happy to see you and share a little bit more about Shade Seekers. Thanks so much for inviting me.
Yeah, no problem. There are so many topics I want to touch on today, and maybe we can just start with this question. What inspired you to start Street Seekers?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. So, me and my co-founder, we met at our high school's eco club, and that's kind of where we found our passion for environmentalism.
It's cool.
And this past summer, we started Shade Seekers to create a positive impact in our community. And we kind of noticed that in the Texas heat, especially during the summers, it can get very hot. I'm in marching band, and
I
we have a
totally
lot
understand.
of
Yeah.
like outdoor rehearsals during the summer. So we've often like had to cancel or reschedule our rehearsals, especially this past summer, due to the increasing temperatures. And because of this issue, we've kind of wanted to like create a change about it. And with like over 10,000 high school marching bands across the nation, we knew that this was affecting a lot of different marching bands just in the United States alone. And that's how we knew we could make a difference with Shade Seekers.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. It's true that we can find inspiration in our daily lives when we approach them with a mindset focused on helping others and making our world better. Can you explain to young kids like me what the urban heat island effect is and how it impacts communities like your city, Dallas?
Yes, of course. I'm really glad you touched on that because this is something that we also didn't really know a lot about until we researched and learned more. So, the urban heat island effect is essentially when temperatures are warmer in urban areas or cities compared to rural ones. So, this can happen due to like a variety of reasons, including like heat concentration due to like concrete and cement and other like industrial materials in these cities. But also, it can happen due to a lack of greenery in these cities. So, rural areas often have a lot of like trees and like grass and things that help like absorb this heat so it cools temperatures. But in cities, there's often a lot of buildings and therefore not as many trees. So that's why temperatures are warmer. So we kind of noticed this in our city in Dallas, Texas, and we wanted to create an impact by expanding these green spaces, expanding this greenery so that we could hopefully lower temperatures and help combat the climate change and the overheat island effect.
You have like you have a lot of knowledge about this. So yeah, I am impressed. Sorry. Thank you so
Very
much
good.
again for educating us on environmental knowledge. Now I understand addressing the urban heat island effect is important for improving quality of life, reducing energy costs, and enhancing overall sustainability. What initiatives or programs does Shade Seekers provide to combat the urban heat island effect? Can you give a couple of examples?
Yeah, so our entire mission is centered around combating the urban heat island effect. So right now we're trying to build up a community because we believe that bringing together a community to combat this is what's going to help us make like the greatest impact. If we work like individually, we can make an impact, but if we come together, we can make a larger impact. So a lot of our programs with Shade Seekers are focused on building together a like strong and tight-knit community. So we have right now we're trying to build an online community with our social media. We're trying to use like Instagram and LinkedIn to share information about the urban heat island effect, climate change, and other issues, as well as highlights like change makers, whether they're students or adults who are creating strides in this space. We also have webinars that we highlight these change makers and share our audience and share their stories with our audience. We also have internships for students to work directly with our team. Right now, we have our social media and graphic design internships, so students can get involved and also help in our efforts to combat the urban heat island effect. And we are fundraising for workshops where we can plant trees and also plant gardens and make a direct impact towards towards the urban heat island effect.
That's so cool again. So you said that you had like workshops open?
Yeah, so we're in the implementation process of these workshops. So we fundraised for back in October, we fundraised with our art sale. We collected over $300. So we were able to
Wow.
collect that money to start, you know, funding for our workshops, and we're kind of implementing them right now.
Well, that is a great vision, and I'm sure it is a lot of work, right? You mentioned tree planting and rooftop gardening workshops. It is interesting because my school in Maryland has like a garden club, and we are thinking about building a rooftop garden. So, how do your workshops work, and what can participants expect to learn?
Yeah, so like I said, like we are implementing our workshops. So although we haven't started like opening them up to the public just yet, we hope that with our workshops we can bring together like people in our community in Dallas and kind of work together to learn how to plant trees because when we were learning how to plant trees, it was actually a little more complicated than we thought. Like
Oh,
there
yeah.
was some, yeah, there's some like certain steps, such as like you have to tap like the pot and you have on all the sides before taking it out and planting it. So there's like some certain steps that you need to take to make sure that the roots go all the way in and they're getting the nutrients. So we just want to kind of educate our community and then give them the skills to do that in their own gardens or in their own communities, in their own neighborhoods, so we can hopefully expand our green spaces throughout.
That's really good. You have like a lot of knowledge again about trees and stuff. Um,
Thank
I
you.
I love that, to be honest. Thank you so much for your explanation. In addition to tree planting and rooftop gardening workshops, Street Seeker also provides webinars and environmental activism. So, what role do these webinars play in Street Seeker's mission, and who are some of the change makers you featured?
Yeah. So we really wanted to start these webinars to highlight students and professionals who were creating an impact either in their communities or maybe nationwide or even worldwide. So we just had a webinar today actually, and our first webinar with a student called, her name is Neha, and she's a fashion designer and she is trying to implement like sustainable um, packaging and sustainable fabrics in her fashion line while also bridging that with genderless fashion. So I think there's like our goal with these webinars is truly to show people that the limits are endless with how you can make a difference in your community. There's so many ways that you can be environmentally friendly, whether that's through any of your interests, whether it be fashion or technology, or maybe you like journaling, or there's so many different ways that you can be environmentally friendly, and all it takes is just to take that first step and start.
Wow, I love that. Can you share some success stories from Shade Seeker's passion initiatives?
Yeah, so I would say like So far with Shade Seekers, we've kind of had like created some impact in our community. Like I said before, we were able to raise over like $300 with our art sale back in October. We were also able to um, collect over $120 through popcorn sales with our partner organization, Digital for Good. And I think since a big thing about Shade Seekers is community involvement, we were able to so far involve over 3,000 individuals, both through our in-person and online communities. And we hope to continue growing over the years.
Oh wow, that's so inspiring to be honest. Well, congratulations to you and your team on so many achievements in community building. How do you develop partnerships for shade seekers? How have the partnerships enhanced your efforts?
Yeah, I think because our organization is kind of centered around like bringing together people throughout our community, we want to like partner with organizations that also believe in our mission. So for our art sale back in October, we were able to partner with National Art Honor Society and also Photography Club to help document the event. And I think like these partnerships, like as you were asking, they kind of help us to um, like widen our audience because these organizations have their own members and we have our own members, so we can kind of collaborate and create this tight-knit bond between us. And also it helps to increase the amount of work that we can do. We were able to make over like 100 arts and crafts in just a little over a week because of that partnership with National Art Honor Society. And I don't know if we could have done that without that partnership. So I think just being able to like partner with all these different wonderful organizations locally really helps out.
Thank you so much for sharing. I would like one more question. What are, well, one or two more questions? What are your goals for shade seekers in the next few years?
I think like I love that you asked that question like towards the end because like having goals for the future is like something every like organization should keep in mind because we should have like this end goal or this goal for the future. So Shade Seekers right now is starting off in Dallas, Texas, so very locally in our community. But we really want to make this like a scalable model so other cities and other countries even can kind of scale this model and replicate it in their own cities. So by creating these workshops right now in the DFW area, we hope that one day we can also do that in other cities with partner organizations or members that we make um, internationally. We hope that we can increase our impact to be worldwide through our efforts.
That's really cool. Okay, so I'm sorry, but one more question.
No,
Yeah.
you're
So,
good. You're doing great.
so you just said that you're environmental, like friendly, right? Like,
Yes.
yeah. Do you have any ideas? Are you gonna plan anything soon to like do something on like Earth Day? Do you plan anything on doing do something on Earth Day?
Yeah, I think like although we don't have anything like in the works just yet, I think like Earth Day is a great opportunity to kind of like because Earth Day is the celebration of our planet, right?
Yeah.
So I think like that is one of the best ways to increase engagement with our organization, but also create an impact that can help our planet. So I think like definitely that is something that we will like keep in mind to do for the future. But our like eco club at school, regularly, like every year, they have an Earth Day event. I think they partner with the Biodiversity Education Center in our area. So it's just really cool how they are kind of involving like kids from like throughout our community, like elementary schoolers and then middle schoolers and even high schoolers who are volunteering. It's this cool how we can involve so many people.
That's really, really cool. Do you have any future plans for like shade seekers? Do you have any like future plans? Like, do you want to add something to your organization? Do you have any in mind?
I think besides like scaling worldwide, if we're just talking like maybe immediate future, I would say we want to hopefully create we're working towards implementing like a walkathon event at in our community. So we think like the environment is something that is obviously important to talk about, but I think something that doesn't get as much mention is the intersection between the environment and health, because they're often like codependent. So like just the way that our health relies on the environment being well, and the environment also relies on us being well. There's like this kind of intersection between the two. And we think like by having a walkathon, we can not only encourage people to be healthy, but also kind of maybe talk about this intersection between the environmental aspect and the health aspect.
Oh wow, yeah. Thank you so much, Zombie. It's been truly inspiring to hear about all your incredible work you did and Shade Seekers are doing. Your dedication to fostering green spaces and educating communities is making a real difference. As we wrap up, I want to remind our audience that small actions can lead to big changes, and it's never early or too late to get involved in environmental sustainability. Thank you again, Sabi. To our audience, thank you for listening and have a great day.
Yeah, thank you so much, Elaine. I loved like hearing all your questions. They were so great. You did like a great job.
Thank you.